Hello everybody, welcome to Also Rusty Buckets. If you're not subscribed to this channel already, about half of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed, so if you fall into that 50%, then subscribe. Also drop a like on this video, only takes 1 second, it makes a massive difference. Also, one quick little announcement. If you are a fan of the Sixers My NBA series, I am finally uploading a video in that series. It may or may not be the finale. It actually is. I don't know why I said may not. It definitely is the last video of the series. So that should hopefully come out tomorrow unless something else comes out. So yeah, just putting that out there. But with that out of the way, today I wasn't sure if I would make a video today because with the podcast we recorded, it ended up spilling over time-wise, and I wasn't able to get a full grasp of all the games that I watched, but then the game versus the Clippers with the Hawks just completely saved it. So first game I watched, and this one I was in and out of, but for the most part I got a general grasp of things, was Timberwolves versus OKC. This game on the Timberwolves side of things, Cat did not shoot the ball very well. Anthony Edwards continued to shoot not too many shots, that is. And then also Jalen Noel had yet another good game for them. There's really this is a game I didn't have too much to say, which is why I was like hesitant on actually making this video until the Hawks game. Shea, 31, good for him. The one thing that really stood out to me with this one is Ty Jerome. This guy is a fucking shooter, man. He was 5 for 5 from 3 from this one. He had a couple of different plays coming off screens. Like, they're running him just as an outright shooter now, which is cool to see. And Moses Brown, I don't know where this guy came from, but 17 rebounds in this one. He had a crazy game versus the Bulls. He has basically no offensive skill, but his rebounding and shot blocking has impressed me thus far. So that's definitely maybe a diamond in the rough for the Thunder. So I don't know why I just had a stroke right there, and I did it again. I also do want to mention the Rockets broke their losing streak. I did not watch that game other than like a little. I watched some highlights on Twitter, but I didn't watch the game. But good for them. And the Raptors continue to just get deeper and deeper into the Eastern Conference, which I'd love to complain about, but at the same time, it's helping the Bulls' playoff hopes stay alive, so just keep doing that. The other game was, why can I not find it? I was supposed to scroll down, that's why I couldn't find it, was Bucks versus Pacers. So, this one, I almost titled this video about the Pacers, but then this Hawks game happened. But the Bucks just demolished the Pacers in the first quarter. This is no Giannis for the Bucks in this one. It didn't matter. With like 4 minutes left in the first quarter, the Bucks were 9 for 10 from 3. I don't know what they finished the quarter with, but like they had 40 with like 4 minutes left in the first. I'm actually curious how many points they had at the end of the first quarter, because I looked down for a little bit. I'm gonna look up the play-by-play just to see what the score was at about the stupid NBA app, I swear to God. End period, 48 points in the first quarter to 26 from the Pacers. So very hot shooting game from the Bucks, obviously, and a lot of players stepped up in the absence of Giannis. One guy I want to mention real quick is Bobby Portis, because this might seem odd to people, but when he was on the Bulls, Bobby Portis was one of my 5 favorite players in the league, and depending on the day, my favorite player in the league, because I just loved him on the Bulls. Like, it was usually Lauri Markkanen back when he was on the Bulls that was my favorite player, but Bobby Portis had moments where I was like, God, I love that guy. He had a very good game here. He had 18 and 10 off of the bench and was doing it more in the mid-range. When you watch the Bucks, he's generally used more as a stretch 5, which makes sense because, like, how many plays are we going to run for Bobby Portis to do stuff in the mid-range? But he hit a really nice fadeaway that I saw. He did a couple of face-up things. So good game from Bobby, good game from Pat Connaughton. What was ironic is I was kind of talking shit about Pat Connaughton on the podcast as he went 6 for 7 from 3. So that's good. Chris Middleton, Andrew Holiday played well as you would expect. Brook Lopez played well. So just the Bucks really just piled on. They finished with 140 points, which is insane. Good God. The thing about the Pacers in this one is they didn't play bad. it's just the Bucks couldn't miss. Like, it wasn't even poor defense. Like, there were of those 9 of 10 threes and winning in the first quarter that I witnessed, at least, they were just, they were putting a hand up. It just didn't matter. Not all of them, but like a lot of those shots were contested. But yeah, it's not too much. I was going to talk about the Pacers more in depth. I'll probably save that for another day, since I got to talk about this Clippers-Hawks game. So I technically only watched the second half of this one. Like, I barely, it was on for like, the 5 minutes of the last 5 minutes of the second quarter was on, but I wasn't really paying attention. But going into this half, the Hawks were up big. But for some reason, I had a feeling the Clippers were going to make a comeback, because I was like, I don't think it's going to end like that. But as time went on in the third quarter, it was like, actually, no, that's not what's going to happen. Like, they put out their third stringers lineup, basically. They had the coffee guy. I don't remember what his first name is. Let me pull it up. It's Amir Coffee. They played him alongside Terrence Mann and Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard is in the thumbnail of this video because he might be the greatest player of all time. Like, holy shit. He finished 8 for 8, 4 for 4 from 3. Hit one mid-range shot around the free throw line where he pump faked and then faded away like some shit you would see Kobe do, and it swished like it was nothing. Like, this guy, maybe he hit a half-court shot Euro step. How do I forget that? He caught the ball at the end of the third quarter as like they were only starting to make the push late in the third quarter, and Luke Kennard gets the ball, goes left, goes right with the Euro, pulls up off of one leg, 4-3, banks that shit in from half court. And that was after he had made like 2 threes previous to that and a couple of more shots. And it was like, okay, so he just doesn't miss. That's cool. So he hit that half court shot. He proceeded to not miss after that mid-range shot that I mentioned. And then they got the rotation. And luckily, I have to mention Terrence Mann. I almost forgot Terrence Mann. He was also in this lineup where I was like, really? This is what they're doing? They're rolling over and dying, right? Like, I was in a locker room during this, and I said, really? This is the lineup? So you're giving up down 20, like, halfway through the third? Like, it's not impossible to make that comeback, so it's stupid to give up. Little did I know that I was a dumbass, and apparently Luke Kennard is secretly the best basketball player ever, because he just led this run. Terrence Mann ended up contributing just as much. He finished with 21 and 10. He hit a three-pointer out of the corner that I think gave them the lead, or it might have made it close. And then they brought in a lineup that included Mann and Kennard because they were playing awesome, but they brought Kawhi and PG back in. Kawhi hit a very clutch deep three in his man's face that kind of sealed that one. But the Hawks just fell apart. They went to a John Collins fadeaway that Kawhi swatted. Even Luke got a block himself. He came out on the weak side as the guy was attacking, and he got his defender off of him, but Luke said no to that. I'm going to block you. I'm pretty sure Luke Kennard never blocked shots, but he got that one. That was just a crazy end to that game, and it's the whole reason I'm making this video, because otherwise I probably would have been like, none of these games are even remotely interesting, so not worth a video topic, really, unless I was going to maybe talk about the Pacers, but damn, that was a game. If you missed out on Hawks versus Clippers, you made a mistake. I mean, that first half, if I can talk positively about the Hawks, they just had everything going for them. 28 for Trey, but he had 20 at half, so he really didn't do anything in the second half. John Collins had 20. I'm pretty sure John Collins had close to 20 at half as well. So, yeah, they just got shut out for the second half. They couldn't score. Bogdanovich airballed a wide open three-pointer. He did not have a good game. He was 2 for 7 from 3. DeAndre Hunter is back. That's very good to see. This is his first game back. He only played 20 minutes as a result, but I was glad to see him because I don't think most people are aware how good DeAndre was for the Hawks this year thus far in the 18 games, and now 19 that he's played thus far. But yeah, just the Hawks' total collapse. But you can't even be too mad. They could have executed better, but Luke, their game plan was don't miss shots, and it's hard to beat that game plan because they just didn't miss. I was texting Mojo99, who, if you did not know, is a Hawks fan and a YouTuber you should subscribe to, but I just texted him, Luke Kennard is fucking y'all, and he just replied, fuck you, 15 times, and he's having a mental breakdown on Twitter. It was genuinely So entertaining. Like, I always ask, like, why do you guys love it when I just lose my shit on the Bulls on here? But like, anytime it happens with another friend of mine that I'm a fan of, or like their content, and like, it's just funny watching fans lose their shit. And that was happening to Mojo. So shout out to Mojo. I don't know if he'll watch this video, but good job on being funny losing your shit. But yeah, Luke Kennard, greatest player of all time. Never thought I'd be saying that. Also, don't think he's going to be getting any coach's decision DNPs because he was having a couple of those. I think he's solidly in the rotation now. So, and also people have been flaming that contract for $16 million a year. The thing is, Luke Kennard is worth that if he's healthy. The issue is he has not been healthy. And then I do think it was kind of insane that he wasn't in the rotation to begin with, even if he was having some rough games with the Clippers. So, yeah, Luke fucking Kennard. And also Terrence Mann. Like, Luke Kennard was doing it in a more impressive fashion, but Terrence Mann was also having a hell of a game. And, like, these are two players that no one talks about, especially Terrence Mann. So, just awesome comeback from the Clippers and an epic collapse by the Hawks, but it was sure as hell entertaining. But that's all I really had to say. Yeah. All right, again, my NBA video should be out tomorrow. If I don't post it tomorrow, then yell at me on Twitter. But yeah, that's it. Goodbye.